I totally agree, and it's unfortunate. If you remember several conversations we had here, I said that subsidy should go. Because we expected that when the president comes in, he will put in a process for the excising of the subsidy. But unfortunately, the president followed the path of past administrations, what I call the elites being disconnected from the reality of majority of Nigerians. And so when that decision came on May the 29th, the adverse effect of having that decision at that time.
Did that decision come on May 29th?
Yes, you see why some would say that the president did not pronounce that subsidy was over. Some would say that what he just simply said, and I did say it here also, that the president said, and I quote him, he said, unfortunately, we have not made, allowances have not been made for subsidy beyond June. So, but that subsidy has ended in Nigeria and all. And when he said that, automatically the market responded. The market responded because now the trust value of government, that's what government actually does market is trust. And so once government withdraws that trust from that services, market forces come into play. And that's what you've seen happen now. Market forces are in play. People are already preparing themselves for the next reality, that products may be acquirable only at a higher price. And if you are going to get it at a higher price, automatically you want to make as much money to be able to fend for that price. But the concern for me is that whatever we have in our reserves at the moment from NNPC, whatever we have in the tanks from the independent marketers, subsidy has been paid for. And so who is recouping the money? Is it going back to the federal government? For instance, if we paid subsidy or made arrangement for subsidy till the end of June and subsidy has ended as at May 29, the implication will be that subsidy payment for June should be cancelled. And so we need to ask those questions and find out where the money is going. That's the question we should ask. I'm sure the president understands that Nigerians went through the worst period since 1999 under President Muhammadu Buhari. That government was a government that disappointed citizens. Even the president, the current president, did distance himself severally from that government. During the campaigns, he also did. It would have been good. It's just like when you just marry a new wife and you bring the new wife into the house and she doesn't respect the family well enough to just keep quiet, and the first thing she begins to say is that her mother-in-law does not know how to sweep. That automatically means that that new wife has created a problem for herself in that family. Some of us supported Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu even when we didn't, we were of a different political leaning because we felt that that was the right person. But then coming into office and starting off on this note is not bravery. It's absolute lack of understanding of the challenges of the country. Is that elite disdain for citizens? It's oftentimes the character of citizens who have been privileged for so long, who don't really understand. And I said to somebody this morning, we want subsidy to go, but we want clear-cut plans. We want a process. Yes. It's not just by pronouncement. When President Muhammadu Buhari was coming into power, he made several pronouncements about jailing people. That created a problem in the country. He created capital flight. At the end of the day, this new president is coming in. We're expecting to depart totally. I don't want a memory of President Muhammadu Buhari for a day. But you have to then begin to see my president carrying the character of somebody that not only tortured our emotions, tortured our nationhood, tortured everything about us, rendered us poorer, took our jobs away, and you immediately follow his pattern. You could respect us by just giving it some time. Anyway, arrangement has been made for subsidy for until the end of June. You didn't need to talk about that. I filled my gas tank the morning of that incident. Fortunately for me, I filled at 220. Now I have to fill at 500 and something. To fill that gas tank now, I need between 35,000, a small car, 35,000 and 42,000. That means there's a leap.
I bought 10 liters this morning.
There's a
5,000 naira.
Yeah, there's a 300% or 200% leap in my expenses. How am I going to cover for that? I'm willing to, suffer for this subsidy theft to stop, because I think Nigeria is a crime scene. But I want to see my president talk about the people who stole the money. Talk about the civil servants who own most of the tank farms by proxy. who've given it to their friends to manage for them. I want to see the president coming in to tackle the government, the challenges of the country by process, not by emotions. That announcement he made that day has literally taken the breath out of us because we are not prepared. We were thinking that, and I have advised severally, you are coming into a government, we have reserves that can, at least from NNPC, that can take us a couple of months. That means the reserves have largely been paid for. We can't have the oil in our gas, in our tanks without having paid for them. So that means the nation, you can still cushion this for a while. Let's say we are cushioning it for 1 month. Extend it by 1 month. Meet stakeholders. Not as a continuation of President Muhammadu Buhari. You said, and I quote the president, when President Goodluck Jonathan decided to remove subsidy, this is what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu said: I am not calling President Jonathan an evil man. I do not believe he is perverse. And I'm quoting him. However, the economic ideas controlling him are so misguided that they have a perverse impact. Because he's slave to strong-headed economics. The people who will become enslaved to misery. The people will become enslaved to misery. End of quote. And that is exactly what President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has done. It's not because he's not kind, but because he took responsibility by that statement for 8 years of Buhari. So, and citizens will not be kind to him. We expected you to depart from that 8 years. We are not saying give us subsidy. Everybody knows subsidy is largely a crime perpetrated by Nigerians against Nigerians for Nigeria, privileged Nigerians.
Now,
but depart from it.